it's Wendy. We are at the end of week 1 of this 30-day challenge, and I am so excited to be making this video for you today because we are going to go into my why. I am a firm believer that anything we endeavor needs to be undertaken with something from within ourselves that is driving us towards that ultimate goal. It's too easy to get distracted, to lose focus, to go off or away from our goal, to give it that, 2-week drive and then be like, I'm tired, I'm hungry, I'm frustrated, I'm too busy, and we just give up. And when our why is dialed in, we actually have so much strength from our personal why, from our intrinsic motivation. And so I was thinking a lot this last week, what is my why for wanting to release this weight, wanting to do a 30-day challenge? I'm going to tell you at the end how much I lost in this first week because that's super exciting. But the reason why I'm choosing, to have a different eating habit, have a mindful consciousness around my eating is so important to document. So I want to share that with you today. About 3 years ago, I was at this level of fitness. Let's see if I can get that picture to cue in there. So this is me participating in a century. I am a road biker. I love cycling. And back then, about 3 years ago, I was averaging, 150, 200 miles a week. And I just had been doing that for about 7 years prior to that. And I was pretty fit. I was very fit. And I had a lot of energy. I had a lot of stamina. And I was in a really good place. And in July of 2015, as I was coming across an intersection, a man ran a red light and T-boned me, driver's side. And I was in my truck, I wasn't on my bike. And my truck tipped and rocked backwards, flattened, exploded the tires. My head rocked across that driver's side window multiple times. I don't know if you can see very well here, but this is one of my many incisions where they had to replace discs in my neck because I had blown out 2 discs. And I went from active, highly engaged to debilitating pain, no energy, couldn't ride my bike. I remember my last bike ride took place about 2 months after the accident, maybe 3. And I went out to go do a 60-mile ride, and 8 miles in, I could not lift my left leg. And I called my son and said, I need you to come pick me up and bring my truck. You need to get my bike, you need to get me, and you need to unclip my foot from the bike pedal. I had just lost mobility with my left leg. That was another surgery. And over the last 3 years now, I found that I had about 13 surgeries, so I had several surgeries. But in addition to that, I found myself living in a world of, I got hit by a car. I have this surgery. And that became my mantra and that's why I've gained weight. And I started balancing those two against each other. I can't cycle as much as I like to cycle, so it's okay if I eat this processed food. Insert processed food, insert non-healthy food behavior. And I began to realize, especially over the last 6 months, that I was equating my accident with why I was at the energy level I was. But the truth is, we are in charge of our energy. We are in charge of our health. We are in charge of the choices of food that we choose to put into our mouth. And so several months ago, as the scale creeped up and I realized there was weight that needed to come off. I didn't gain that weight in the first year. It just accumulated over the last 3 years. So it was a very slow thing. And it wasn't until last year when I actually had to buy pants in a bigger size. And I'm like, oh, I really have gained some weight here. And, oh, it's because this guy hit me, and, oh, it's because I've had all these surgeries. But if I'm really being honest, honesty, oh, I should write that up there. Honesty is so huge when it comes to our choices and our mindfulness around the behaviors of what we are choosing to do each day. And so I decided I needed to come up with a pretty well thought out, deeply intrinsic why I wanted to start changing some of my habits. And so here's where it dials in for me individually. And this is very individual. I mean, somebody else's why could be because they want to travel. Someone else's why could be a huge health risk, like they're going to have a heart attack and die if they don't change their eating habits. Another person's why could be because of their kids, and another person's why could be because of, their spouse or just simply themselves. And that's kind of where mine falls in, is my why is focused around myself. Like I run a nonprofit, I do micro enterprise training, I'm a certified high performance coach. Like I have all these amazing, magnificent things that I feel like can contribute to individuals all over the world. And I truly feel like I can be in a place where I can help someone to be able to have a life that they want, a life that they love, because of my experiences and because of some of the things I've gone through. That I'm not going to be able to do that if I don't feel good, if I don't have energy, if I'm turning to substances like, caffeine or teas or coffees or, anything that's a stimulant in order to get through the day. That's on me, and that's me not managing my energy very well. And so 12 weeks ago, I had my left hip replaced. Next week, I get to have my right hip replaced. And so 12 weeks ago was when this kind of aha hit me of, I don't feel good. And the reason I don't feel good is because I am not here anymore. And I haven't been here, for the last solid year and a half, 2 years. And I can't keep using that as an excuse. I mean, I love having fun, Festival of Colors, and this is JJ with Life is Good, and I travel a lot, I speak, and I need to be feeling like I'm able to be a peak performer when I'm engaged in those activities. And when I know that my day-to-day choices and the things I'm putting in my mouth don't align with what I know makes my body feel good, like this is this temple, this housing unit of my soul, of my spirit, I've got to be dialed in with that. And I have got to really be nourishing and feeding and giving myself what I need to function at greater levels. And so my why became, is this my best self? Am I showing up as my best self when I'm overweight and I'm not eating properly? And the answer is, if I answer that, it's no. It's just a flat out no. So I've got to change that. And I'm definitely in control of that. I choose what I eat. I choose what I drink. I choose whether or not I exercise. That's all on me. And I can't say, but I got hit by a car and I don't feel good and my back hurts and I have a headache, and that only is going to go for so many excuses, because those realities are true here and there. But at the end of the day, I found, for me personally, I was using that car accident as an excuse to give up, as a reason to say, I don't have to try in this area anymore, because this person took away my good health. And that's where I was at fault. That's where I was not really accepting ownership of some things in my life. And that's a hard nugget to swallow, because it's a lot easier if we can say, well, it's this person's fault. You know, I'm like this because of this, versus I'm like this because I chose the wrong thing. That's hard. So anyway, when I go in to get my right hip replaced, check this out. It's going to be surgery number 44 for me. It's been a rough time. 17 of these surgeries have been over the last 3 years because of this car accident. And I've spent a lot of time in recovery, in physical therapy, you know, in pain management, trying to not be in this chronic state of pain. Because when you get hit, when a car accident, when anything happens like that, that kind of shifts and rocks your whole physical body, a lot of damage is done. And it has, what I say, become a part-time job for me, is managing my health. And so the other why is I have 5 kids. Let's see if I can do a 5. Is that a 5? Okay, yeah, I have 5 kids, and I have 5 Nana kids. And those are all from one child. And I have 4 other kids. And when they have children, I gotta tell you, any of you out there that are nanas or grandmas or grannies or anyway, whatever the languages you use as somebody who gets to be a nana, you all know what I'm talking about. Those kids, those nana kids of mine, are the light of my life. And I went to California to see my daughter and was at the park with 2 of my grandkids. And let's play tag, let's do this. And I'm like, I can't even run. Like, not because I'm so heavy, but because I just physically, I was just in a lot of pain. And that really hit me hard. Like, I've got to go figure out what's wrong with my hip. I've got to be able to get my health dialed in, like, this year. This is it. It's do or die time. I'm not getting any younger. I'm 51 years old, and I have got to have my health dialed in, because I'm probably got a good 30 to 40 years left, and who knows, maybe 50. I mean, longevity life is all about longevity anymore. And I'm not getting younger, but I don't have to get old and be out of shape. I can age with health, with stamina, with energy. And so my Nana kids really influence, okay, I want to be healthy for them. When my other children decide to have children of their own, I don't want to be the Nana that's like, oh yeah, bring your kids over, make sure you have a playpen, because we're just going to be sitting in front of the TV. I want to be the Nana who says, yeah, I'm going to go take them down to Science Park. We're going to do a hike, make sure they have their tennis shoes, or yeah, we're going to go swimming in the pool, bring their swimsuits. I want to be that Nana. And I want to show up as that Nana for all of my grandchildren. And a lot of those grandchildren aren't even here on earth yet. And so I've got to maintain my health for them. And then my third, big why is when I show up in alignment with living into and being my best self each day. Like when I know I'm eating the right foods, I'm hydrating, I'm stretching, I'm meditating, I am spiritually edified, physically edified, emotionally edified. Those are core alignments for me. And when I show up living into those core alignments, I feel like I can contribute to the world. I travel all over the world. I'm a certified high performance coach. I do international humanitarian work and micro enterprise training, and I'm really, really a busy individual. And when I don't feel well and I'm not eating properly and I'm not hydrating properly and I'm not getting the sleep I need, it impacts all those areas of my life. So my big, big why is I want to contribute to the world and be like that individual for others that helps